Hey everyone, Sarah here from sarahsbites.com. Today I'm showing you how to make this easy homemade apple crisp. So let's get started with the recipe. We'll start off by preparing our apples. So we are going to peel them. Feel free to make this recipe with the peel on. That is just not my jam. I do not like biting into any sort of pie or crisp or crumble with peels on the apple. So do whatever you wish right there. I ended up peeling 5 medium-sized honeycrisp apples. I usually go for Granny Smith. You do want more of a hard textured apple, so something more crisp and not as soft. So don't go with like a Fuji or anything like that. I did Honeycrisp this time because they were on a big sale at my local grocery store and they're just so good. So just kind of go with whatever apple you choose. About 5 medium ones will be good. So you're just going to peel them and then very thinly slice them. Making sure that they are sliced thinly and pretty even in size will just ensure that they all bake through at the same time. So definitely try not to have thick pieces here. Next up, in a large mixing bowl, we're going to put all of our apple slices in there and we're going to coat them with a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1 juiced lemon, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and of course add more cinnamon if you really love cinnamon. Some people like to go all out on the cinnamon flavor and smell. We'll also add in a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then 2 tablespoons of flour. Stir this to combine and make sure all of those apple slices are coated evenly with all of these ingredients. It's so much easier if you just get in there with your hands and mix it up that way. I'd love to know in the comments below what your favorite fall dessert is. It's still in the high 90s here in Texas, even though it's mid-September. So yeah, it's hot, but I'm starting with all the pumpkin and apple stuff early. My favorite is actually apple pie, but apple crisp is just so much easier to make. Next, we'll make our crumb topping. So in another mixing bowl, we'll add in 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of old-fashioned oats, so not the quick oats, and about 1/2 cup of brown sugar. You can feel free to use light or dark brown sugar. I used light here. And then just give that a quick stir. And we'll also add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, then 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, and go ahead and melt that butter. I think it's just a lot easier to work with the melted butter here. You can also use room temperature or cold butter that you cut into little cubes. But personally, I've tried all 3 ways and it still comes out the same. We want to make sure we mix this very well and get all that butter combined with the oats and flour and all those ingredients. Start preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and pick whatever baking dish you'd like to use. I have this round 9-inch in diameter baking dish that I have, and it's pretty deep. It's like a casserole dish. And then I have this long rectangular one. It really depends on, do you want more of that crumb topping spread out and then it'll be almost a bit of a flatter apple crisp, if you will. I like it pretty packed in there, so I love the round, smaller ones. So just put all of your apples in there, your apple slices, and then we are going to put that crumb topping on top. If you're enjoying watching this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And I would love to know in the comments below what other fall recipes you guys would like to see. We'll bake this at 350 for about 1 hour. I set my timer to exactly 60 minutes. And remember, if your apples are sliced thinly, it definitely should be cooked through and you will see it turn golden brown on top, and sometimes the sides will bubble as well due to that butter. I let my apple crisp rest for about 15 minutes, and as you can tell right here, it is still steaming hot. So once you put that ice cream on there, it's most likely gonna melt right away, but it's still so good. I like to store it on the kitchen counter with some cling wrap on top for about 3 to 4 days, which usually it doesn't last that long in our household. And as you can see here, I took out a massive portion, and believe it or not, I ate all of this when I finished recording it. It was so good. I love to serve it with vanilla ice cream or vanilla bean. You can also do Cool Whip or Ready Whip, whatever you please, or just nothing on top. So I really hope you guys like this recipe. Let me know below what other recipes you would like to see. And I'm sorry that I am nasally and my voice is all crazy today. I've been sick for a couple of weeks. and finally getting better. So I will see you guys next week with another recipe video. Bye.